Hi all, just a quick video to walk you through some basic formatting things so that you can pause as needed. Number one, when you put in, no matter which format you use, when you put together the picture portion of your pixel art spreadsheet, frequently that will make it way too enormous. One of the things you probably will want to do is to resize the columns in order to make the pixels smaller. So let me give you an example on how to do that. If you highlight the columns, whoopsie doozer, and then right click. I'm having issues. Give me a moment. There we go. Right click. On there, you will see that resize columns is one of the options. So if you click on that, you can tell it how wide you would like it to be in pixels. It will default to 100. On this one, since it's an 8-bit piece, it doesn't have to be resized a ton, but I took the kind of initial example piece clear down to, I believe, 2 and 3 pixels a piece. And then you would do the same thing on the rows. Highlight the rows down and then double click, and that will take you in to be able to, excuse me, not double click, I'm on a Mac, sorry. Right click, and that will take you on to the ability to resize your rows also for that. On this one, you'll notice that everything's equal. On the example that we did together, it actually is, I believe, 2 width and 3 height because it did some weird things. So you may need to tinker around with that a little bit in order to make that magic happen. Now, when that happens and you shrink everything, sometimes what you get are like down here, and my boxes are just a little smaller than I like them to be. So what I've done up here is merge the 2 boxes vertically, and in order to do that, highlight the boxes that you would like involved in that scenario. And then I always do that wrong. Then go to, there we go, highlight, and then go to format, merge cells, and then I merge vertically. And notice that just turned those into 1 cell instead of 2. All right, now as far as actually formatting these pieces, I've already formatted a couple rules. So let me take the first couple answers off of there. I think I just did 2. Yeah, okay. So you want to have the answers in as you begin, and you're going to start by kind of multiple selecting a bunch of pixels. Nope, that one's already selected. And sometimes I do a couple side by side. Okay, so just pick a bunch of pixels, and I'll come back and add some more later. And then what you want to do is go up to Format, Conditional Formatting. This is where the code comes in, but the code is really easy. If you multi-select in advance, my range is already correct up there because it's all of the pixels I just selected. Now for format rules, you want to go to the drop-down menu, and you want a custom formula. Formulas always need to begin with an is. Now this one is where it gets kind of wonky, but in order to call out your answer piece that you would like there, I need it to be $, column, so $B, and then $5 is the first of my 2 rows that are together for the 3 over here. Okay, so $B, $5. Now, there are a couple ways you can do it from here. In order to take less time, I always do it as an elimination piece, basically. So I want that to not equal 3. Okay, so $B, $5 is less than or greater than, just not equal to, 3. Okay, and that will immediately then do something. If there's no 3 in there, it will fill it with whatever color I tell it to, which in this case is going to be the background color, which in this case is going to be white. And then I click done. Now, all of those pixels that are currently highlighted are about ready to become white when I take the 3 out. So after you format, you want to take the number out or take the answer out so that you can make sure that you aren't highlighting that same pixel again. Okay, so as the students then go through and answer the questions, you can see that it will, if they are correct on the answers, we'll go through, yay, and fill in the pizza. Now, if you want to do a drop-down option, so I'm going to ask on this one, what is your favorite pizza topping? Question mark. Okay. Then notice that's really long there. So I want to come up here and make it wrap around as it goes to the next line down instead of continuing on, so we can't see all of the question at once. So I choose this little guy up here that points to the right, and then I'm going to choose the middle option, which will wrap it. And then I'm going to want to bring this guy over pretty far so that I can see my pizza topping piece here. Actually, I don't have to have it quite that far over so that I can still see all of the pizza on the screen. Then over here, I'm going to click on the square that I want to have the drop-down menu in it. And since this is my answer column, it's going to be that. I'm going to go up to where it says data on the top. Now, midway down, I'm going to choose data validation. And that will tell me that that is where I'm looking. Okay, good. I would like to have a list of items, and then I'm just going to list the items I want included, and you don't even need to use spaces in here. Okay, and anchovies, why not? Okay, and that will show them in a drop-down list of options, save, and then my drop-down shows over here. I'm going to choose cheese. Okay, so if you then want to fill in the picture based on the drop-down menu, you're going to do a similar thing. Okay, we're going to come back over. Let me erase these. You'll notice, whoops, that remember to tell the kids also that pressing enter after their answer is essential to seeing how these get to go. Okay, so here we go. I am going to again multiple select some pixels on here so some fun stuff shows up. Okay. And we are going to add another rule. It will include all of those. I'm again going to come down to a now, there are a couple ways to do this, okay? If then, what I want to do is custom formula is, okay? And we're going to do the same thing, equals $B for the column, $19 is the row number. Now, what we're going to want to do for the first part of this is to, if you would like it to do like I did and give different colors or different responses based on the answer, okay, then you're going to have to set up a different rule for each of those. So if, for instance, you want it to be cheese, gives you one answer on those, which is not what we're going to do on this particular one. We just want it to fill in regardless, okay? But if you wanted all of those to be purple, then you would do equals, in quotes, cheese, okay? And then you would change those to purple. Ta-da. See, that's terrible. Don't do that. Unless you really want purple pizza. You know, it happens. So that is one option. That's how I gave you different colored sprinkles based on which answer you chose. Okay, the other option for this is very similar. We're going to add another rule. So if you then just want to give it some fill-in value based on the fact that they've made a selection, which is kind of more common sense, I guess, on this one, you're going to want to pre-select again, custom formula is, and then this is what you want to do. Equals is blank. So if they don't choose something, then $B, $19, so B19. If they don't choose something in B19, then the background will be white. The second that they choose one of these options, instead, it will color in our pieces. So let's take a look over here. And in order to delete this, once you've done a drop down, what you have to do is go over into edit, and then you can delete values, and you'll notice that deleted some of those over there as well. Okay, one other thing I like to do to just kind of pretty this up a little bit after I get kind of everything set up is I prefer the look, especially of the art, without the grid lines. I think it makes it a little bit more magical when it shows up without the pixels being obvious as we start. So in order to fix that, all you have to do is go up to View and take the click off of grid lines, and it will take all of those away. Now, here is my other problem. I prefer the look of my worksheet part of this with my grid lines. So in that case, all I'm going to do is come over here and highlight those pieces and come and set the outlines over there so that my worksheet side has the outlines of the area, but my pixel art itself is just the pizza. And I think that that looks a little bit cleaner. It's totally a matter of personal preference, though. Okay, that is a ton of fun with coding and stuff. My email is sdavis. If you have questions as you work on these, please let me know and I will do what I can to help out. Have a great one.